Wow, explaining art sure does make me ravenous. Thankfully, I've got something delicious to fill me up. Welcome to Artsplained, the show where I explain art. My name is Michelle, and it's time to celebrate. A ton of unseen photos taken by Andy Warhol will soon be available. By the end of this year, the Andy Warhol Foundation will launch a digital library of 3,600 contact sheets featuring more than 130,000 photographs taken by the pop artist. These photos date back from 1976 to 1987, with many showing celebrities like Debbie Harry, Bianca Jagger, and Liza Minnelli. Some of the images will be exhibited in Stanford University's Cantor Art Center in September, and a book will be published in November. Peggy Phelan, who is co-heading the project with Richard Meyer, told The Guardian that the images act as a sort of visual diary for Warhol. Warhol is more than a photographer, though. He's an art sensation whose work accounts for 1/6 of contemporary art sales. He's one of the world's most famous artists, and his beginnings were very humble. Let's dive in and learn a little more about Warhol and prep for these new photos set to release.
Okay.
Born Andrew Warhola on August 6, 1928 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he grew up in a working-class immigrant family. In the 3rd grade, he was diagnosed with Sydenham's chorea, also known as St. Vitus's dance? It is a nervous system disease that caused him to become an outcast with his peers due to him often being bedridden. It was during this time that he began to enjoy creating art. He took free art classes at the Carnegie Institute, now known as the Carnegie Museum of Art, and grew a love for celebrities, especially Shirley Temple, for some reason.
Those animal crackers and my soup.
After college, he moved to New York City to become a commercial artist. He dropped the A at the end of his last name, and he later landed a job at Glamour magazine. At this point in the 1950s, Warhol used the blotted line technique, which is a basic form of printmaking that allows for delicate lines that are often dotted and broken. With his fast, masterful drawings, he became known as one of the most successful commercial artists. Eventually, Warhol feared that magazine illustrators like himself would one day be replaced by photographers. He didn't delve into pop art until 1961, and photographic silkscreen printing until 1962. This art movement began in Britain in the mid-1950s, focused on mass-produced commercial products. On why he turned to silkscreen printing, Warhol said in an interview with Art News, "The reason I'm painting this way is that I want to be a machine, and I feel that whatever I do and do machine-like is what I want to do." In July 9, 1962, in his first one-man gallery exhibition, Warhol exhibited 32 silkscreen paintings known as Campbell's soup cans. Each painting featured a realistic depiction of different flavors of soup by Campbell's. Overall, the exhibition was a flop and not too many people actually visited. Even so, it became well known and even criticized by some major news publications. A gallery down the street countered by selling real soup cans. The Los Angeles Times also wrote a review that stated that Waluigi is either a soft-headed fool or a hard-headed charlatan. Talk about harsh. Am I right, ladies? Despite this, their importance and value have skyrocketed, now reaching millions of people in New York's Museum of Modern Art. Part of why his work resonated with Americans so much was that it tapped into the nation's culture of mass consumerism without being too didactic or preachy. In this case, every depiction of soup is nearly identical without much alteration from how they typically look in a grocery store. By taking something mundane and making it a focal point, Warhol made the line between commercialism and high art even thinner. Eventually, Warhol became a staple of New York's social life, with his art studio as a premier cultural hotspot. His silver-painted studio, known as The Factory, was located in a warehouse. Celebrities who visited the space included Lou Reed, Bob Dylan, Truman Capote, and many more. Besides screen printing, Warhol ventured into other forms of media, including books, video art, sculpture, and photography. He also worked in television in the 1980s, hosting Andy Warhol's TV, and Andy Warhol's 15 Minutes on MTV. At the age of 58, in February 22, 1987, Warhol passed away due to complications from a gallbladder surgery. Still, his 15 minutes of fame have continued to this day. Warhol was someone who truly believed in the American dream, that anyone with equal opportunity could become rich and famous. And so that's what he did. The photos that will be released later this year will offer an inside look at the life of a man who is deemed a true genius. I am truly excited to see what will be revealed. Thank you for watching Artsplained. We enjoy seeing you every week. If you like Artsplained, why not leave a hate-filled comment? Do you need any advice about your in-laws or whether it's time to put your grandpa down? We'll put him down for you. Next week, see you!